Well, the next track on the album, if you're listening to it in the correct order, would be Streetlights, and it's one of my favourite songs. I would probably say it's my second favourite song. Let's face it, it's a song that was born out of one of the catchiest bass riffs written in the last 60 to 70 years. And it was really fun to make that one, but actually in some ways quite hard in the studio. We grew really attached to the demo, which was even more sort of, I don't know, kind of psychedelic in some ways, quite 60s sounding in parts. And we loved it so much that we actually kept the talent Harry McVeigh over here's original vocal that we recorded in his living room after a lot of coffee. It sounded so good that we didn't want to do it again. We tried, and he was rubbish in the studio, so we didn't do it again.
Next track on the record is a song called Holy Ghost. Probably one of the most different in terms of what's on the rest of the record. It's quite out there in the way it sounds. It's got a lot of electronic elements to it, really aggressive sounding, massive guitars, a lot of Alan Moulder trademarks. Obviously, working with Alan, there was certain things I think that we all wanted to get from the recording process, and I think this song probably showcases best out of all of the songs on the record, his touch in the studio, and it's all the better for it, I think.
Turn the Bells is again a very unique track on the record, I think, and I think actually a track set apart on its own in terms of individuality and originality. I don't think I've really heard a song like it. I suppose that song really came together quite early on when we were writing, and it really didn't actually change that much. We only added a few things, but again, it's something that Alan helped us with, and something that we wanted to do on this record was that try and use a different palette of sounds that perhaps people would be expecting. And so there's quite aggressive, dark, electronic programmed drums and a lot of keyboard synthesizers. And I think as a song on the record, along with Power and the Glory, it has the least guitar on it out of the tracks on the album, which is, I think, refreshing when you're listening to a rock record and a band's record to have some songs which are an interlude from that really heavy guitar sound. I think, again, one of our favourite tracks on the record, certainly one of mine. Yeah. This is bigger than